Hey there, it's Keely and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do another challenge and create a sim. So with this movie coming out recently and all, the newest Hunger Game prequel, I guess you could say the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I believe, I wanted to make the characters from the movie. So I saw the movie myself, I think a couple weeks ago at this point, and I also had seen all the previous Hunger Games movies, so stay tuned for those characters that I'll be making in a little bit in Create a Sim. Now, I am no professional by any means, but I want to, try it out, see what I could manage here. So we're working on our first character here. So we got Lucy Gray, Baird, and here I am trying to go in and get some of those kind of like skin details, at least by the Sims means, for her face. And I kind of want to try to line those up a little bit, but you can only get so close with the Sims with the limited options you have. Of course, the CC eyelashes, because I don't make any Sims, at least any female Sims without them. But yeah, so working on that. So getting her face kind of closer to what I like. Now we gotta find the hair. So this one was kind of my first choice, and I looked through the rest of the options, I believe, later, but that's the one I ended up sticking with. So just doing some more fine tuning, and since she had such a unique and beautiful outfit, I tried to look around really extensively to figure out what outfits I want to use for her, especially before I even filmed the video. And so the best thing I could find was either this skirt that I have here or the one from Cottage Living that's like tiered, but it doesn't come in like an ombre pattern like that. So I kind of, was feeling that ombre skirt. And then I gave her this top here, which you can't really see because I moved back. Well, now you can see it. Um, because I could do like that other vest that I had on there, but I don't know, just something about this. It was either this one or the white shirt from Paranormal Stuff, the like flowy top. If you know what I mean, you'll get where I was going with that. If only that had a vest on top of it, would have been perfect. But anyways, so just doing some light makeup for her, just kind of toning down some of those colors. And now for her traits. So I had her try to be a world famous musician, a music lover, family oriented, and also loyal. I wrote in there that she likes nature enthusiasts and people who are spirited and doesn't like Sims that are mischievous. And I had her like country types of music and like I think it's listed in there as like Americana music or something. I don't remember what they called it. Um, but yeah, since that's kind of like her gig, that's what I gave her those traits and that aspiration. I thought that'd be perfect. She wants to be famous with the Covey and sing her beautiful songs. So there's Lucy Gray. And so our next sim, you'll see in a minute here after I finish up with her. Okay, so on to our next sim. So, of course, if I'm gonna make Lucy Gray, you have to make Coriolanus Snow, at least, before he becomes President Snow. So for him, I decided for all of them, I tried to pull up some reference photos, like promotional stuff from the movies. Like I said, I'm not a professional, and there's only so much you can do, especially if you're not super good with Create a Sim, so I tried my best. I feel like it turned out pretty okay. Um, his outfit was a little bit easier to recreate than hers since it's a little bit more traditional, although I do wish that there was a top, like the one that you'll see I'll use later, that had stripes underneath it, because then I feel like it would really match. But yeah, so kind of just working on his face structure at this point, thinking about what kind of traits I wanted to give him, and honestly, people talk about this sometimes, but the selection choices for male sim hairs are terrible. Like they're honestly just terrible. But yeah, so I ended up sticking with this one here. I thought it was the best. As for his aspiration, I ended up selecting the fabulously wealthy one because he wants to be ambitious. He wants to, be somebody and he wants that power. So since there's not like a power-esque aspiration in The Sims, I went for that. I also put in there that he's evil, ambitious, and a loner since, he never really, he ends up, well, I'm not going to spoil the movie, but still not going to spoil the movie, but let's just say that he doesn't have many friends. So yeah. Anyways, here is the shirt I found closest from Vintage Glamour, and then I went through and tried to find some like black slacks. I feel like those, all these aren't terrible options, but I kind of like those the best, so I stuck with, I went to those. But yeah, so just some like fitted shoes, nothing crazy, just kind of staying with the black theme. And I loved this part once I realized that, he has his rose or whatever on his shirt. And I was like, oh, perfect. There should be a boutonniere from the high school years pack. So now you might be thinking, tattoos. Why would you give him a tattoo? He doesn't actually have a tattoo. I gave him the rose tattoo on his ankle, which might be kind of fast because this is going at 4 times the speed. Um, but I did that just because of his whole, like, thing with roses. I just a little Sims touch. So now we're moving on to Dr. Gaul. So with the update, I think a while ago at this point, where they kind of added in hairs that could have like a grayish texture to them with like browns and blacks. So I wanted to use this like afro hair with the grayish black kind of hair color to kind of get what her hair looked like. Although this isn't the best representation, we really need more curly hairs in the game. I wanted to give her the singular like brown eye, blue eye look. So I tried using the CC eyes I have because obviously you have like the regular eyes, but then I have the ones where you can like put them over top kind of like as colored contacts, but it only does both eyes at a time. You can't necessarily pick just one or the other. Unlike the cats and dogs, I don't know if you can do that with horses or not, but with cats and dogs, you can select like just one eye to be one color, but you can't do that with The Sims, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have loved to do that because that would look pretty cool on her. So I put in that really aggressive black liner that she had, the really like flashy liner. So now I'm looking for some makeup. Um, as I was looking at the photos for her, I realized that she like low-key doesn't have eyebrows. At least her character doesn't have eyebrows. Maybe I missed that, but it really doesn't look like it. So I didn't give her eyebrows. So here I am looking at some makeup and some different stuff like that. I kind of want to use one of these fun ones that came with Get to Work. So I was kind of toying with that one, maybe this one, but I kind of like the blue one that I had from the beginning. So I should cycle back to that in a minute. Yeah, I had that blue one that was a little bit subtler. Had to give her the the red lip. I'm thinking of two words at the same time. The red lip. Clearly, I can't speak, and my semester is about to start, so I'm really in for it. Okay, so she has like this like white red lab coat type of situation going on, but obviously that like just doesn't exist in The Sims. There's probably a lab coat in here somewhere, but you have to have it unlocked, I assume, probably from the scientist career. So I was kind of toying with the idea of using these graduation robes as her like outfit or as a type of robe. So I was kind of just cycling through some different like red and white options. I wanted to give her the gloves for sure. I even thought about doing the long gloves and doing the white, and I was like, I don't know. I even cycled through a bunch of the shirts just to see if I could like piecemeal an outfit together, and nothing was really jumping out at me, to be honest. Like, I took quite a while to look through all of the different options, and nothing was really. That's the shirt I was talking about earlier in white. That would have looked cool for Lucy Gray too. But anyways, sidetracked. Nothing really caught my eye or really stood out to me. So as you'll see, we'll go back to the like styled outfits and dresses in a little bit to try to see what we can do with that. I thought about using this shirt and I was like, no, it's just not it. And then all those other lower options I really just wasn't a fan of. So back to the full body outfits we go. So like I said, I thought about using this one, but it was just a little bit too Victorian for me. Um, so then I stumbled upon this robe from Vintage Glamour Stuff, and although she's not wearing a robe, and I don't necessarily like the bow, I like the idea of the sheer arms, and I don't know, I just felt like it looked a little bit more classy, a little bit more, I don't know. I just kind of liked the idea. So I tried, as you can see, a couple other red dresses and a couple other white dresses, and wasn't really a fan. So I ended up going with this robe, actually. And I just shortened the gloves down so they were just the hand gloves instead of the like gloves up her arm. So I gave her the like the dastardly aspiration, like wanting to cause mischief. So I gave her the evil. I believe it's erratic and the genius trait. She comes up with some crazy stuff. And then I put in there that she liked mischief and doing malicious interactions, similar to Coriolanus. Alrighty, so as I kind of do the finishing touches up on her, we get to our last sim that I decided to make for this movie. I didn't do a whole bunch of them, but I really wanted to do Tigress. So she also made an appearance in the original Hunger Games series, but obviously she looks very different than she did in this prequel movie. So I originally kind of scoped this hair out, and the one hair that I think would look absolutely stunning, if you have Dine Out, I believe it's Dine Out, please use the little curly hair with like the clip and the curls. Ugh, love that. I don't have Dine Out though. It's too glitchy for me. But that hair would look even better for Tigress than the one I have selected. But this one from Romantic Garden Stuff, which was free recently, guys, I felt was a close second. So I went with this one instead. So just kind of messing with her facial structure a little bit, trying to get it the way that I wanted. you know, just kind of playing around with it. And when I was looking at the promotional stuff, she had one of her pink outfits on, like the pink pantsuit, or skirt pantsuit, however you want to say it, with the blazer. So I kind of wanted to go with that pink idea, which we'll get to in a little bit. So putting in some more like highlights on her face because she has a very like white and just pale face. So I kind of wanted to highlight that with that. So here we are going through some pink tops, and I like this one immediately that kind of jumped out at me because unfortunately I can't do any kind of like jacket layering. You know, this isn't style savvy. You can't layer anything, unfortunately. So, you know, you got to work with what's given. There are a lot of options, just not a lot of options. I thought about this one, but I didn't like the dark color in the middle. So like I was saying, not a lot of options that at least fit for what I was looking for. So here we are going through the pink skirts, and I thought, oh, love that skirt from Vintage Glamour. So I was just kind of circling through to see if anything really topped it, and nothing really did. So we stuck with that. I decided to stay right within the pack and do some Vintage Glamour heels in the same color. And I was toying with some of these makeups, and then I kind of stumbled upon this one, which looks crazy at first, but then I tried to dial it back a little bit, and with the lashes and the excessive blush, I really liked it, to be honest. So I went with the kind of dusty rose, just like eyeshadow everywhere look, and I even cycled through a couple other eyeshadows, and I was like, nah, I just like this one. But yeah, she doesn't have a necklace in the promotional like short, but I thought a little locket would look really cute. I gave her black nails, similar to the ones in the picture, and I gave her some toenail polish as well. As we get to the end of this video, I hope you really enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the original Hunger Games series that I'll be making, at least for the Create a Sim characters. As for her traits, I did painting since you can't do any kind of fashion aspiration, although she would definitely have like the fashion designer job, and I gave her art lover and good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure had fun making it, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye! Thanks for stopping.